Thank you very much, Sub-Regional Chair, Director of our program, the Regional Chairperson or the Convener of the RTT of Mashabane, and the entire leadership collective of the RTT of Mashabane, led by Comrade Puleshai. The SACP, the District Secretary of the South African Communist Party, the leadership of COSATU, the leadership of SANCO, the leadership of the ANC Veterans League, the ANC Women's League. I'm told that the PEC member from the ANC Women's League is amongst us here. The NEC member of the ANC Youth League, Comrade Dr. Mike Ramthwala, learners from Sebengwana High School. I also saw Comrade Pule, our former PS of the ANC Youth League, and also the former PEC member of Limpopo, Comrade Silence Makovele, is amongst us here. Ladies and gentlemen, we greet you here today in the name of President Rolihlahla Nelson Mandela, affectionately known as Madiba. 106 years ago, on the 8th of July 1918, a baby boy was born of Mama Nosekeni and Tata Mandela of the Madiba clan and the Tembi people in the village of Mvezo, Eastern Cape. The boy was named Rolihlahla by his father, a colloquial term for troublemaker, and later given a Christian name, Nelson, by his teacher on his first day at school. Little did his parents and the Madiba clan know that this was not an ordinary being, as the boy grew up as a head boy and pursued basic education until he completed his high school lessons at Hilltown, at Wasteland College in Fort Beaufort. Rolihlahla Nelson Mandela advanced his studies at the University of Fort Hare, Walter Sisulu University of today, wherein his extraordinary leadership caught the attention of the fellow students, and his university career came to an abrupt end for defying the university principal against the undemocratic establishment of the Student Representative Council, which we now know as the SRC. Rolihlahla went to work as a security guard in the mines, served as an article clerk in a law firm with the help of Walter Sisulu, and later completed his Bachelor of Arts degree through distance learning with UNISA. Comrade Mandela's love for education motivated him to further his studies as he enrolled for a law degree at the University of Witwatersrand, which is now known as Wits. But he left Wits without a degree. However, he went on to complete his law articles to qualify as an attorney and partnered with O.R. Tambo to establish only black lawyers firm in Johannesburg. The legal practice exposed Comrade Mandela to the injustices against black majority by white minority, and his relationship with both Walter Sisulu and O.R. Tambo led him into joining the African National Congress in 1944. Joining the ANC meant underground operation and several arrests until the famous Rivonia trial, where he was sentenced to life imprisonment, with most of the sentence served in Robben Island. President Mandela never denounced the struggle or the ANC. Even when faced with death sentence for treason, he made it clear that an ideal I'm told you can take that slogan for 2 more minutes while they are sorting their Facebook things. Amandla. Thank you very much, comrades. Even faced with death sentence for treason, he made it clear that an ideal of a democracy and the end of racial discrimination is an ideal he is ready to die for. Tata Mandela was then released on the 11th of February 1990. After serving 27 years and became the first president of the Democratic South Africa in 1994. Muti and Khosa and Maguwane, in their book titled Democracy and Governance Review, Mandela Legacy 1994 to 1999, summarizes Mandela's presidency as follows. Open quote. Under Mandela's presidency, welfare spending increased by 13% in 1996 and 97. 13% in 1997-98 financial year and 7% in 1998-99 financial year. The government introduced parity in grants for communities, including disability grants, child maintenance grants, and old age pension grants, which had previously been set at different levels for South Africa's different racial groups. In 1994, free health care was introduced for children under 6 and pregnant women, a provision extended to all those using primary level public sector using primary level public sector health care services in 1996, close quote. The 1999 ANC election manifesto also indicated that, open quote, by the year 1999, 3 million people were connected to telephone lines. 1.5 million children were brought into the education system. 500 clinics were upgraded or constructed. 2 million people were connected to the electricity grid. Water access was extended to 3 million people, and 750,000 houses were constructed, housing nearly 3 million people, close quote. Today, unlike 30 years ago, when our people were oppressed and discriminated, we are now free because of the sacrifices of Tata Mandela and his generation. Today, unlike in 1994, when our people had no rights and were treated as slaves and less human, our country is one of the models of human rights in the world because of the leadership of Tata Nelson Mandela. Today, unlike during the decades of apartheid, when our people were subjected to inferior Bantu education, our children enjoy free education from early childhood until university or college level because of Mandela and his comrades. Today, our people receive free health care, and the indigents, the poor, receive free electricity, free water, free housing, all thanks to Comrade President Mandela and his organization, the African National Congress. In November 2009, the United Nations officially declared the Nelson Mandela International Day, or what we commonly know as Mandela Day in South Africa, as an annual international day in honor of President Nelson Mandela, with the first UN Mandela Day held on the 18th of July, 2010. Since then, every year on Mandela Day, people around the world are encouraged to take action and inspire change by making a difference in their communities. On this day, 18 July every year, people are called upon to spend 67 minutes of their time helping others in line with the 67 years that President Mandela devoted his life to the service of humanity as a human rights lawyer, a political prisoner, an international peacemaker, and the first democratically elected president of a free South Africa. Today, 18 July 2024, we are gathered here at Sebengwana High School, Nwamitwa village, the home of Comrade Shope, to celebrate 106 years since Rolihlahla Mandela, 106 years since Rolihlahla Mandela, under the theme, is still in our hands to combat poverty and inequality. In his own words, President Mandela, addressing the scourge of poverty, said, open quote, like slavery and apartheid, poverty is not natural. It is man-made, it can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings, close quote. We are gathered here, guided by both the legacy of Tata Nelson Mandela and the fighting spirit of Shope, to call upon to actions for individuals, communities, and organizations to take time to reflect on Mandela's values and principles and to make a positive impact in their own communities. Thus, on behalf of the African National Congress in Limpopo, we call upon ANC branches and the general membership to declare at least a day in every month a Mandela Day. Every ANC branch should mobilize its members and community stakeholders to lend a helping hand to the needy and vulnerable. We also call upon every ANC public representative, members of parliament, members of provincial legislatures, and councillors to host the ANC flag and treat every day a Mandela Day by servicing all our people with dedication and fidelity, especially the poor and the destitute. This selfless call is further extended to all public servants to treat every minute at their workplace as part of 67 minutes of Mandela Day. We believe that through these deliberate selfless efforts, our progressive and pro-poor policies will finally be translated into action and speedy service delivery. We hope that this message will also be heard by our public servants in frontline service delivery centers, such as water satellite offices, municipal offices, schools and clinics. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow comrades, Tata Mandela and his generation also fought, suffered, and died for the right to vote. One man, one vote. Thus today, we want to thank all the people of Limpopo for honoring the patriotic appointment with the IEC on the 29th of May, 2024, especially those that voted for us, those that voted for the African National Congress. We are humbled by more than 1 million people in this province for entrusting the ANC with both 73 and 74% to govern the province and national. We are also here in the home of fellow fighter, Comrade Mashabane, to convey words of appreciation to 238 plus people who voted for the ANC in Mupani district, which is known by ourselves as the ANC, as Nomen Mashabane region, for giving us nearly 76% of electoral mandate. Our much more appreciation goes to the people of Greater Tzaneen, Shope sub-region, especially those that have given us 77,997 votes. To the people of Ward 6 in Greater Tzaneen, we are aware that the 2,364 votes, which is 81% electoral victory, you gave the ANC. It is not a blank check. It's not a blank check. It's a call for improved service delivery. We are aware that the ANC's landslide victory in this ward is a loud call for the ANC government to fix the borehole pumps in Shope and Jamela that have trapped. It's a reminder to urgently restore the bowls in Mabele and Runnymede that are dry, producing rusty water, need control box, or submersible pump. We know it's thirsty by Ward 6 to call us to connect the Shihoko bulk water pipeline in Kamboko to Shope. We know it's a directive by people from Ward 6 to complete Mabele and Muruchi Road and to upgrade Goshela Shihoko Nyakelang Road. And a further reminder, and this 81% is a further reminder to us as the African National Congress of the provision of housing in the area, especially the Matebula family that we visited just before the elections in May. One of the key principles that President Mandela stood for was the importance of unity within the ANC. He believed that a united ANC was crucial for the success of our struggle and the future of our country. As we continue to face internal and external challenges, we must remember this and put the interest of our organization and our people above our own personal interest. Another important lesson we can learn from President Mandela is the power of forgiveness and reconciliation. He showed us that forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. It takes a courage to forgive those who have wronged us, but is vital for our own healing and the healing of our nation. President Mandela also emphasized the importance of education and the role it plays in shaping the future of our country. He believed that education was the most powerful weapon we could use to change the world. As we strive towards a better future for all, we must invest in our education system and ensure that every child has access to quality education. In honor of Madiba, let us also remember the values of integrity, honesty, and selflessness that he embodied. These are the values that should guide us in our actions as leaders of the ANC and as citizens of this great country. As we move forward, let us take inspiration from the life and teachings of Nelson Mandela. Let us continue to work towards a united, non-racial, non-sexist, and a democratic South Africa. Let us honor his memory by building a better future for all our people and defending the national democratic revolution. As we move forward with renewal and self-correction, we need to get rid of negative tendencies like corruption, factionalism, and what we are doing on Facebook and other social media platforms. The exchange of insults on social media will no longer go unpunished. I need to repeat this. The exchange of insults on social media will no longer go unpunished. In honor of President Mandela and to preserve the integrity of the organization, we are going to set an example and invoke Rule 25 against some of you who continue to make it your business to wake up every morning, every day, to embarrass the ANC in social media platform. It's no longer going to be tolerated. Whether you are my friend or friend of Mlapisane or friend of Pule, is not going to be tolerated. We also want to take this opportunity to remind those of you who continue to deny our people a right to join the ANC by keeping them hanging, that your days are numbered. One of the contributory factors of our electoral decline is the fact that thousands of people are denied the right to join the ANC of President Nelson Mandela by counter-revolutionary people. We can rest assured you we are going to act. The issue of service delivery cannot be overemphasized. President Nelson Mandela sacrificed his life for our people to get clean and safe drinking water, access to health care. We can no longer afford to return money to Treasury when our people are waiting for services. Those of us Those of us who are deployees of the ANC, please use your areas of deployments to ensure that the masses of our people regain trust they had for us by providing effective and efficient quality services within the economic means at your disposal. Let me conclude my lecture by thanking all the organizations, churches, social groups, business people, traditional leaders, religious leaders, especially in this area under Nwamitwa, for continuing to carry the Mandela legacy by supporting their communities through early childhood centers, community gardens, football clubs, and many other social development initiatives. Indeed, there is light at the end of tunnel of poverty and hardship. I would like to end with one of Madiba's famous quotes. Open quote. It always seems impossible until it's done. Close quote. May his spirit continue to guide us, and may his legacy live on forever and forever and forever. Thank you very much.